What's up guys, JV2017 here, and today is my very first Fallout 4 tips and tricks video, and I've got just over 5 hours of playtime with the game, and I'm really enjoying it so far. I hope you guys are as well. Just a quick reminder guys, this is your #1 hub for Fallout 4 content here on YouTube, so make sure to subscribe if you haven't already, and stay tuned on my channel for daily Fallout 4 tips and tricks. Got a lot of things coming for you guys in this first week. Today I am sharing my Wasteland Starter Guide, which is basically a short list of things that I've found useful that should help you get a head start in the game. So hopefully this is helpful for you guys that have been playing Fallout for a while, or if you're new to the game, everything here should be quite helpful for you. The first thing that you really don't want to miss is a free point in any special stat category, and that's by getting this special book. So right when you get out of Vault 111 after the pre-war first sequence of the game, you'll come back to your house 200 years later, and located under your in your son's room underneath his crib is the special stat book. And it's just kind of hiding underneath there. You just have to crouch down. You have to crouch down probably, but anyways, you just take it and then it'll pop up with this little menu and it'll tell you to pick an attribute to improve. So really, this is something you can get in every playthrough. So if you're thinking about character builds, you can kind of assume that there's 29 points that you can put into builds because you're going to get this every single time. So you can kind of factor this in to, you know, what you choose with your special stats in your character. Another thing you're not going to want to miss in the beginning of the game is the perception bobblehead, and it's located in this room when you meet Preston Garvey on a desk near the back. You'll see me pick it up, and this is during the When Freedom Calls story quest. It's like the second story quest in the entire game, so you should be able to get this every time, no problem. So the idea here is that when you pick this up, you get an extra point in perception, and that means that you can factor that into your builds as well. You can take one less perception than you normally would have. So say I want 4 perception for my build, then I'm actually just going to start with 3 because I know I'm going to get that bobblehead. So you can kind of assume with both the special book and this bobblehead that you have 30 points to work with your builds, but that's also assuming you want more than 2 perception, because if you didn't, then you just, you know, get this free bobblehead and then you'd be working with a 29 point build. But anyways, don't forget those 2 things. My next piece of advice is to loot absolutely everything, because all items in the world have a workshop or crafting purpose. And so if you loot absolutely everything, you'll always have, you know, those items available for you, and also you can share them with your companions. I believe if you have, you know, Codsworth or Dogmeat with you, those are early game companions, they have pretty much the same amount of carrying weight that you do. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that's what I've observed. So you basically can double your own carrying weight that you have, and if you're running out of room, just give it to your companion, and then you can take everything from your companion when you bring it back to your workshop. Speaking of which, you can actually store all of your junk in your workshop. So if you go back to your workshop with a bunch of junk, you can go over to your inventory, scroll over, and see all the junk that you have. You can click one button, and that's Y on Xbox, and it'll move all of that junk into your workshop, and you can actually use that junk at any workbench within that particular workshop. Unfortunately, I don't think workshops you know, like share inventory in terms of junk. So the workshop in Sanctuary is not going to have the same junk as the workshop in Red Rocket, where I am now, just for an example. One final note is to take the Scrapper perk if you have at least Intelligence 5 pretty early, because it gives you things like screws, aluminum, and copper when you break down armor and weapons. We know that durability is not in the game anymore, so if you have a carbon copy of one weapon and you don't want to, you know, just go crazy on your weapon crafting, you can just break it down. And if you have Scrapper, it will give you screws, aluminum, or copper depending on what you're breaking down. Something that I didn't remember would be in the game because it's been in previous games is the cooking station. And really what you want to do is loot all of the meat that you get from animals and creatures out in the world, like radroaches, mole rats. It may seem like a bad idea, but just take the meat that they drop, because you can bring it to a cooking station, which should be at any workshop kind of settlement area, and you can cook food, and you can kind of combine things to get certain bonuses. Like there's like AP regeneration on some certain things, or maybe just plus 10 AP, you know, just a lot of random bonuses. And also when you cook this food, it actually cooks the radiation out of it, which is really cool. So it's very much like Skyrim in this way, where you're able to cook a bunch of things and you'll get those bonuses, no radiation, and also you get little bits of experience. And you'll see in this, if you saw in a second ago, I actually got a level up from just cooking things. So don't overlook this feature of the game. My last starter tip is with the quick menu. This is something you can easily forget if you played previous games. Maybe you didn't forget this and you're on top of it, but essentially you can go into your Pip-Boy, go to your weapons, and then click RB on Xbox. It may be different for different consoles, PC, whatever, but you can assign a favorite and you can put it in specific places on the D-pad. Again, on consoles, it's something else on PC. And the reason this is helpful is because it's very quick access for your favorite weapons. You don't have to pause the game and go to your Pip-Boy. You don't have to, break the immersion experience. So you can very quickly, assign something and then scroll over it, click A, and then you just have it there. It's very easy. Just don't forget it. You can also do guns, of course, explosives, aids, and chems. There's a lot of options you can do for your favorites. Let me know if you guys have any Wasteland starter tips, something to help people get a head start in the beginning of the game that I didn't touch on. Feel free to share those in the comments section below. Alright guys, today I shared some of my starter tips that should get you a head start in Fallout 4. And next time we will cover more Fallout 4 here on my channel, so stay tuned for daily Fallout 4 tips and tricks videos, and remember that this is your #1 hub for all Fallout 4 content on YouTube. If you learned something new, remember to hit that like button, I'd really appreciate it, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already for plenty of Fallout 4 content. I'm gonna run back and go play the game. I hope you guys do the same thing after you watch this video. Talk to you guys next time. Peace.